What's going on, everybody? Brandon here, back with another video. This time something a little bit different. I've got my Justice League collection finally on display. Justice League Unlimited by Mattel, one of the longest running toy lines ever. Super excited to finally have mine on display and to be able to share with you guys. There's going to be some video in a little bit that's going to kind of go through everything. Here's my bottom tier with a ton of figures, including probably one of my favorites or my prized possession in Grails. I've got my unreleased Aquaman over there on the right. You'll see Static Shock, and then right underneath him is the Aquaman. There's just been so much fun that I've had with these figures over the years. There's definitely a lot of favorites. Warlord is probably one of my favorites there in the second row. And then on the bottom row there with all the mega figs, those guys just look fantastic. Especially Mongol. That's one that I think I've wanted for a really long time, since they cameoed him in the beginning and in the first couple episodes there. If we move on to my second row, you're going to see a bunch of other figures. The very front row with the 7 that I have listed there in the front row, that's my original 7 that I had when I was in kindergarten. I collected this line kindergarten all the way to my junior year of high school. So it was definitely something I carried with me, and I was really happy to do it. It was fun times, good memories. But yeah, so that's that very front row in my second shelf, or the middle shelf. That's my original JLU. And then we get to the very top shelf, and we can see kind of some more Justice League overflow. I do plan to redo this at some point and make it make more sense and line up with the teams and get everybody in their proper place. I want to put card backs along the walls too and get some lights going in there. But for now, I was super excited to finally, after having moved, dusted everything, got everything back up behind glass on risers. Super excited. What stands did I use? That's probably going to be the number one question that I get. Half of them aren't even on stands, as crazy as that sounds. The warping in the ankles is so bad that they warp outward or inward, and the figures can't stand on their own. So those ones that either they don't have a peg hole or they've got a warped ankle, they are leaning on the back half of the riser. Basically, there's like a little shelf behind them, and they're just leaning on that. The ones in the front, they're all on DC Infinite Heroes stands, those little blue stands that Mattel made. Those ones are smaller. Those ones are easier to display side by side with your figures. Much easier than the JLU figures. Those stands are way too big and bulky, and I really don't like the sock thing because I think it's just going to warp some of the ankles on my figures even further. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video.